Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last build we went sci-fi when we built the police blaster from Fifth Element. If you missed that build, we're going to include the link to our channel's homepage in the description below so you can go over there and check out Police Blaster or any of the other super cool builds we have there. But for this build, we are going to go games. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Look at that little monster right there. That is cool. It is the Auspex Scanner from Warhammer. Check that thing out, man. Really cool. It's a black scanner. It's got all these cool little metal buttons and little radar sensor, cool tubing on the side, a lot of neat buttons. It's got that big chunky kind of cartoony feel to it like all the Warhammer stuff. Really cool. And man, is this thing easy. And we've got the little contoured handle on the back. We've got the little ring on here to hold it. And we've got the screen, which is picking up 3 questionable characters on the screen right there. So I guess this is a little sensor that can tell when something's coming your way so you don't get killed. But there it is. So in this episode, making an EVA foam Auspex Scanner Part 1, we're going to begin going step by step through how to build this simple thing. And hey, we have a template for this thing too. So if you want to build your own scanner, you can. So we're going to include the link in the description below to the storefront so you can go over there and pick up a template if you want, build along with us, or if you don't want to, that's cool too. So that's it. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Okay, here we go. Beginning the build of our Warhammer Auspex Scanner. We've got 2 pieces of 3/4 inch. That's 18 millimeter. We're going to stack those up. That's going to be the dimension we need, and then this is going to be the front piece that's going to attach to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out first. We're going to come in with our X-Acto. Alright, now we're going to stand our knife up. So we're using the smallest part of the tip to cut this little curve right here. Alright, there we go. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting this out and we're going to be sticking it onto this piece of foam. But before we do that, we're going to come in with our Dremel and we're going to slightly round this edge. All right, there we go. We just wanted to soften that edge up a little bit, which we did. Now we're going to come in and knock off our straight edges. All right, now we're going to be able to line this right up with our Sharpie line right there. All right, give it a couple minutes, let it dry, and then we make contact. Let's line our corner up all the way down this side. All right, beautiful. That's what we wanted. See that little recessed window right there with the rounded edge? Really nice. Just a nice little finished detail. Wow, look at that, man. That's thick. It's got the nice rounded edge for the window there. All right, now we're going to bring in our template. We're going to put it right over where our window is, just like that. And we're going to trace our line. This is what we're going to cut out over on the bandsaw. All right, so we're gonna knock most of this off on the bandsaw, a lot of straight cuts here, and then all the way around to here and here, but then these curves we'll use the scroll saw for. All right, there we go, perfect. We've got our guide assembly raised up about a ½ inch over our piece. We're gonna do all the straight cuts. That is pretty jammin', really nice. All right, now we're gonna do what you've seen us do a lot of other times before. Now that we've cut this side, we're gonna roll this over and we're gonna transfer our template, this template, which is a curve. Carry our line right through using our template. There we go, just like that, so the handle's a little skinnier. So what we're going to do is, since we want this to stay up and level and not keep dropping down like this when we cut, we're going to put a little spacer at the bottom of this so it stands flush. So let's get a measurement. Looks like it's about 1¼ inches. So we're going to make a 1¼ inch spacer to go underneath here. All right, these two pieces of foam put together make up a 1¼ inch. So we're going to come through, go just like that, and we're going to stick these together real quick. And put just a little line of super glue on there, that's all we need. All right, that's it. That's our spacer. Now when we set this down and we put this on top of it and we feed it through the saw, it's going to keep this end level. All right, so let's go rip this real quick on the scroll saw. All right, there we go. See that? Perfect. Right in there. That's going to fit our hand perfectly. Really cool. So we did the top cut, then we spun it over, and we did the bottom cut. Nice. Now we couldn't go up as far as we wanted. We wanted to come up a little further. See how far we wanted to come up? Right to there, but this is too high for both the bandsaw and the scroll saw, so we had to cut it a little bit short, but that's okay because it fits. All right. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna get out our Dremel. We've got our dust mask on. We're gonna soften the edge around both sides. All right, there we go. Look at that. We've got that nice beveled edge all the way around the whole piece on that side, on the ends, and all around that side to give that nice kind of like squared off edge. Cool, man. That's really nice. All right, let's come in with our 220. Let's just clean a little bit of it up. Alright, man, that's clean. Alright. Let's bring in our heat gun and let's seal it. Alright, there we go. Look at that. The foam tightened up. Nice and stiff now. And it's kind of smoothed over. That's a really nice look. Wow. Alright, here's a bunch of little pieces of foam that are going to make up some of the buttons and gadgets on our scanner. So we're going to go ahead and take these one at a time. We'll go ahead and start with this 6mm. Actually, we might need to make this a hair thinner. Alright, here's our new width right here. We just adjusted our width. Now notice how we have this little line drawn just a little bit to the inside. That's because we want to cut a bevel. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to this outside line, and then we're going to tip our knife. We're going to roll right through all four sides. All right, there we go. Check that out. It's got a nice beveled edge all the way around it. Now that's going to come in and it's going to sit right on our piece just like that. Perfect. All right, give it a couple minutes. All right, there we go. Look at that. Perfect. Little bevel around the side. All right, now we're going to do our next button that's going to go on our scanner. It's going to be made up of two pieces, a 2mm and a 3mm. And we're just going to come in and we're going to there we go. We've got a 2 and a 3, just like that. Perfect. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our Dremel and we're going to just slightly round the edge off. We've got a slight round edge on it, just oh so slight. A little puddle of super glue in, just like that. There we go. Now we're just going to keep putting buttons on. All right, now we've got our triangle button. It's going to be made up also of a 2mm and a 3mm. Okay, and then the dot is where the bottom is. There we go. Get that right in the center. All right, there it is, right there. Got a 3mm right in the middle of a 2. All right, go ahead and get the bottom wet. Let's come over here and line it up. We're just adding buttons, really easy stuff. All right, now here's 3 more using the exact same technique we just used. Okay, there's our large 3. Now let's come in and knock out the smaller 3. All right, there we go. Now we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to take our small 3 and we're going to put them right on top of the large 3, and that gives us 3 cool buttons just like that. Perfect. There it is, right there, evenly spaced apart. Looking good. They're kind of big and chunky, but that's exactly how that style is for Warhammer. We want it like that. That is looking good. Big and chunky and maybe a little bit cartoony. All right, now here's our next little detail. We're going to be creating a little cool little rounded detail that's going to look like it's popping up out of a frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in, here's our frame drawn out. We're going to cut the inside window out. All right, there we go. Now, we're going to come in here with this 12mm dowel, and we're going to be taking this piece of foam and we're going to wrap it. But before we wrap it, we're going to come in with our wood burner. We're going to get our wood burner heated up. We're going to come in with it and we're going to burn lines in here before we wrap it. All right, there we go. All right, like that. And we're going to wrap this around our dowel like that. All right, let's let those dry, then we'll wrap it. Stick that right down in the middle like that. That is nice. Now, there is where we're going to be knocking it off at, which is right here and right here. Cut the end off. Let's see if we've got... All right, that's the right length we want. It's going to fit in there, but now what we want to do is now we want to cut like this. Just like that. Okay, now look what we did. All right, we got a bottom cut. Now this is going to come in and fit right in here. Changing our mind midstream. All right, there we go. Now we can put that in just like that, and that's where we're going to end up. Get even space right in between there. That is cool. All right, now a little detail. It's going to go on the end of our scanner. We've got 2, 3, and 4 millimeter. Now we're drawing these all out by hand as we go. We're really not going to need a template for this. Once you've shaped your handle, you can make your measurements. So we're going to come in and we're going to knock off all these straight edges real quick. All right, there's the 2. There's the 3. And there's the 4. Now this is going to come in on the top, but before that comes in on the top, we need to poke a hole through it. We're going to use our wood burner and we're going to come right through the middle of this piece because we want to poke a hole right through it. So we're going to hold it down with our X-Acto knife and we're going to go right through the center of it. There we go. And we're going to come in and we're going to center it. All right, that's our piece, just like that. Just like that. Okay, that's it right there. Look at that. A little step up and then the end. Now, the reason we did that piece on the end is this. We're going to bring our black neoprene cord in. Let's cut a piece. All right. Now what we're going to do is we want to feed this through and we want to bring it around and attach it and we want to make a loop out of it. We're going to put super glue on the end. We're going to hold it there while it bonds. All right, let's let it dry. All right, just like that. See that? Really cool. All right, now you can see the seam right there where we stuck it together. So we have two choices. We can either spin this around and glue it in place just like that to hide the seam and it's not going to move, or we could not worry about it and we can leave it loose so that it goes like this and looks kind of a little more realistic. So let's do that. All right, so there we go. We built a foam clasp right there and we used a neoprene rubber cord and we built a little ring just like that. Okay, now we're going to take this 8mm piece of foam. We're going to cut out these two pieces and we're going to cut out these 8 squares. And because we want the sides perfectly straight, we could use a box cutter, but we're going to hit the bandsaw. And we already went ahead and made our marks on the side so we know right where they're going to stick. Nice. All right, there we go. We're going to lower our blade assembly down about a 1/2 inch above our piece. Now, we don't want to get too close to these, so I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to separate these two big ones first. All right, there we go. We've got a lot of little squared off edges going on here. Now again, like you see once in a while, we've got little tiny frays at the bottom edge from the bandsaw. So we're just going to go around, clean those off real fast, just like that. All right, there we go. See that? Light little dusting just to get those little frays off. Okay, now what we're going to do is, that's way too close to get in near the bandsaw with your fingers. So we're going to come in through, and we're going to go right through each little piece like that. Just like that. All of our pieces are ready to roll. We're going to line up centered on the side of it, and we're going to use our marks that we made. Beautiful, look at that. All right, just like that. The bottom wet, just like that. Dang, look at that. That is really cool. Love this, man. Look at this thing. This is totally cool. All right. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here with this tiny little Dremel bit. Jamming 4 here and 1 up there. Really cool. All right, next we're going to start doing all the pieces that go around here. And here's the first 2. They're both 12 millimeters. They're different sizes because they're kind of thick and we want the walls being perfectly straight. We're going to go over to the scroll saw and we're going to knock them out. All right, there we go. Perfect. That's going to come in and go right on the top of there just like that. Now we're going to come in and we're going to get this right in the center. Like that. And it looks like we are there. All right, so once again, that's the benefit of using super glue, is you can skate it around for a minute, a couple seconds until it decides to grab. Get some on the base. We're going to get it right in the center. Perfect. Now we're going to push it down. Got a microscopic little bit of squeeze out there. All right, look at that. All right, now there's this next set. We're going to go do this 12 there on the scroll saw as well. And then we'll do this 3 with the X-Acto knife. All right, there we go. There's the 3 we cut out with the X-Acto and the 12. A lot of super glue on this build because we've got some small little pieces. All right, there we go. Now get it right in the center, move it just a tiny bit. There we go. Perfect. Get some pressure on it. Nice, there we go. Tiny little bit of squeeze out. All right, there we go. Perfect, right on there. All right, we've got our brass tube. We've got a 6mm piece of foam. We're gonna come in here. There we go, just like that. Perfect. All right, we've got perfect circles. Look at that, beautiful. And we've got our spaces marked already where they're gonna go. They're gonna go in there just like that. So there we go, it's all wet. Beautiful, just like that. And we're gonna get the other one. All right, there we go. All right, we've got our two pieces here. We're gonna come in with this 12mm dowel, and we're going to have this piece curve around just like so. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna roughly make our cut. All right, that seemed to be the right length so that it can pop on the side just like that. And it might be a little bit too long, so we're going to go ahead and take a little bit off. And now that is a little bit better, but what we're going to do is we want to wrap this around a perfect circle. So, all right, what we did is we got our heat gun out right here, and we really heated the heck out of this piece of foam dowel right here. And we wrapped it around this dowel because this is exactly the curve shape that we want. And we're just holding it, we're letting it completely cool off. So just hold it for a while and then let it completely cool off, and it will stay right in that position. All right, so now, see that? Voila, man, is that cool. All right, we're gonna come in, we're gonna hit right here. All right, there we go. Now we're going to come in and we are going to put this right in the center like that, and we're going to hold it while it bonds. Now we're going to come to this side. We're going to get this side just like that. Now we're going to bend this around and we're going to stick it to this piece, and we're going to hold it while it bonds. Oh yeah, we're getting there, man. Look at that thing. That's it. Easy, easy. You saw that this is all the same techniques we do on everything. Really easy stuff. Just take your time, be careful, measure, and you're golden. We got most of the body built. We've got most of the things put on the body. We got the cool tube bent around the side. So we got most of it done in one episode. So in part 2, we'll go ahead and wrap everything up. So that pretty much concludes making an EVA foam Auspex Scanner Part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.